and I want to welcome all of you guys. I see some of you that I know and some of you that I don't know. And it's just so great to have people coming in from all over the place: San Diego, Wisconsin, Maine, Florida, Daytona Beach, from England. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. So everyone, so good to, hi Susanna, nice to see you too. So great to be here with you guys. And I want to thank you for joining in this webinar. I've been really looking forward to doing this and hosting this. And I wanted to let you know that what I'm teaching here today is straight from my yoga therapy for chronic pain program. And this will be an overview of the various systems of energy that are seen by the practice of yoga, as well as the physiological systems in the body and how these two systems work together. So it's really ancient tools of yoga meeting modern medicine. And we'll also be doing an experiential practice. We'll end with a meditation today, which will be very nice. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about me. My work, the yoga, the type of yoga that I teach is yoga therapy. And what I do is I help people that are living with pain, whether that pain is physical or emotional. I have pain myself. I was diagnosed with scoliosis when I was an adolescent, and my neck and my back are in a constant state of tension. I know what it's like to be living in pain, and I've found so much relief through yoga. But when I first began yoga, it was decades ago, and I came to yoga for more of a physical practice. And while it really felt good to move my body, after I started teaching for a while, I started really seeing more of the benefits of yoga that are from more of the subtle practices of meditation and breath work, more of the subtle practices, not so much of movement. And so whether your pain comes from fibromyalgia or post-trauma pain or cancer pain, arthritic pain, there's so many kinds of pain that we can be experiencing. This webinar is really speaking to the science behind why yoga therapy is a beneficial tool to helping us manage our pain. So I had mentioned I've been practicing yoga for years. I've been teaching yoga for years. And yoga therapy really requires a different set of training than your more common physical yoga practice. So it requires more therapeutic trainings, anatomy trainings, and an understanding of different types of illness. And I, again, want to just welcome those of you who are joining in. I know we've been having technical difficulties, and I hope that more of you will pop on as we move through the webinar. And also just to let you know that if you have any questions, I'll be saving time for questions at the end of the hour today. And if you have any questions you're afraid you'll forget, you can just pop those into the chat and I'll be sure to get to as many as I can. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. So here we have the science of yoga therapy. Talking about today ancient practices, ancient knowledge and wisdom, and the confluence of the practice of yoga with modern medicine. So the chakras, I skipped a slide, let's see. Yeah, here we go. So the chakras and the endocrine system. The chakras are energy centers. We'll be talking about what they are and how they work, where they are. We'll talk about the endocrine system, what the glands of the endocrine system do, their basic functions, and where they are in the body. And we'll also be talking about the nerves and nerve plexuses, where they are and the role that they play. And so I wanted to start with this slide with all these different people, because when we see people, when we look at people, we look with our physical eyes and we see what we see. We see the perceptible part of a person. We see the color of their skin, the color of their eyes and their hair, the way they dress. And we often have tendencies of making, creating labels or even judgments of people based on what type of work they do, what type of cars they drive, what type of home they live in, what their economic status is. And I wanted to just bring this up because yoga sees people in a very different lens. So where we see through our physical eyes and we're looking at the physical body, yoga looks through the lens of 5 different layers. This is called the koshas. And these koshas, it's just a very different way of seeing people. It's to really acknowledge that there are so many different parts of the self than that which we can see with the physical eyes. And so my work really focuses on the second kosha. This is called the pranamaya kosha, or it's also our layer of energy, this area within us where it can also be talked of as a body, our energy body, where the body's vital energy is stored and housed and held. And so within this second kosha, this pranamaya kosha, prana means energy, it means life force. We have 3 different ways that we look at energy. The first one is this slide here on the left called the vayus. And these are currents of energy. It's the way that energy flows and moves within us. Energy can be lifting up, it can be lowering down, it can swirl around, it moves in many different ways. And then in this center photo with all these crazy white lines, we see the nadis, which are energy channels. And in yoga, it is said that we have over 72,000 energy channels, but really today we're only talking about 2 of them, the Ida Nadi, which is on the left, and the Pingala Nadi is on the right. And these energy channels, they start at the very base of the spine and they move up to the top of the head, but they're not just linear, they spiral in the body and they cross each other. And every time these 2 energy channels cross that center place, we see over here on this slide, the chakras or the energy centers. So the energy centers, these chakras, they lie at the place where those nadis cross and meet. And it becomes like a vortex of energy. So they can be kind of like a sensitive area. And these chakras, it just so happens that they also lie at some of the major nerve plexuses in the body as well. And so for that reason, you might have felt the chakras before, such as butterflies in your stomach or emotions in the heart, or even sensitivity at the forehead, the place of the third eye. And so these energy centers, they begin at the perineum, the very root or base of the spine, and they work their way all the way up to the crown of the head. There are 7 of them. And in the system of yoga, the energy centers, these chakras, are really known to govern our ability of health, good health, and healing. These chakras can be visualized like a highway with cars flowing on them. And we know that when we're driving our car, we don't want to get stuck in traffic, and it can be really anxiety producing and like cause stress, when we're just like in jam-packed traffic. And so this can happen to the chakras as well. So the idea that we want the energy of these chakras to flow from low to high and from higher chakras back to the lower chakras. We want them to move with ease and to flow with ease. And when they are balanced and flowing evenly, then the body will be in a state of good health. So we can think of it like an energy buildup. And so when there is one that is stuck, the others around it or blocked, the other chakras above or below it are going to overcompensate and become overworked or maybe fatigued, like there's too much energy, and then health problems can be caused and can arise. So the ideal state of energy of our chakras is balanced, so that they move, so that they flow, and so that there's no energy should always be moving, right? It shouldn't be stagnant. And so in each of these chakras, they also have their own signature. So beginning at the very base of the spine, the root chakra. So Muladhara Chakra, so I'm going to be using the Sanskrit names, which in my teaching I often do. Muladhara, it means the root and the base of our existence. And each of these chakras are associated with an element. They have a color, a symbol, and a sound. And so the color of the Muladhara Chakra is red. The element it's associated with is earth. And it has the symbol of a 4-petaled lotus. And I'm going to go into a little bit deeper meaning of all of these signatures of the chakras as we go through our meditation together today. And the sound of the Muladhara Chakra is Lam. The sacral chakra, this can be found in the center of the pelvis. Swadhisthana, it means one's own dwelling place. The element it is associated with is water. The color is orange. And the symbol we see is a 6-petaled lotus with an upwards facing crescent moon. The sound is Vam. The Manipura Chakra. Manipura, Mani means jewel. And so this chakra is the city of jewels. It resides in the abdomen, the area of the solar plexus. The element is fire. The color we see here with this chakra is yellow. We see 10 golden petals. And this photo I'm just seeing is a little bit incorrect because the triangle should be facing upwards. So I have it upside down. The sound is Ram. Anahata Chakra, this is the heart space. And it means, Anahata means unstruck. The element is air, the color is green, and the symbol is a 12-petaled lotus with a 6-pointed star. The sound is Yam. And the Anahata Chakra, this is the bridge, this is this center point of the energy centers that links us from the more perceptible physical part of ourself, which is the lower 3, to the upper 3 that are the more subtle chakras. The throat, moving up to the throat, we see the Vishuddha Chakra, our purification center. The element is space, the color blue. The symbol is a 16-petaled lotus arranged around a full moon with a drop of nectar. And the sound is hum. The Ajna Chakra. The Ajna Chakra is our center of command. This is the space of the third eye. The color is violet. So this is found right at the center of the forehead. And there are 2 petals that are placed alongside on either side of an all-seeing eye of wisdom. And the sound is Om. And our last chakra is the Sahasrara Chakra. This is the crown of the head, and it is The symbol is a 1,000 petaled lotus. The color is crystal white light. And there is actually no sound associated with the Sahasrara Chakra, but we are asked to listen deeply. And so the chakra endocrine system. So interestingly, all of the 7 energy centers are situated in the body at the exact place of the major endocrine glands. So imbalances that affect the associated endocrine gland can result in illness. And when we see chakras that are out of balance, it may be such that there's something wrong with the endocrine system. So for example, at the place of the throat is where the thyroid gland is as well. And when I work, often I have several clients that I work with autoimmune disease. And I know that with an autoimmune disease, it often stems from the thyroid. And so that when we're balancing the throat chakra, we're also working on balancing the thyroid gland. So what is the endocrine system? It's a pretty complex system. And it consists of a number of glands that produce hormones that act as chemical messengers in the body. So these hormones are secreted into our bloodstream and sent out into the body to distant target organs in order to either stimulate or inhibit different physical processes. So for example, the adrenals, which are in the abdomen, just above the kidneys, when the adrenals are overworked, we're going to feel a lot of stress when the adrenals are, and even anxiety as well. When the adrenals are balanced, we're not going to feel so much stress. We're going to feel more balanced in the way that we handle situations. So by adjusting the hormone levels of the endocrine system, these glands work to maintain the body in a state of optimal health and balance that is known as homeostasis. So how do we adjust the hormone levels? Of course, this can be done with your doctor and through medication. And I just want to put a little disclaimer out that while balancing the chakras can be very helpful for getting that energy flowing and then in turn balance the hormone production of the endocrine system, I'm not suggesting that this is a replacement if you are under the care of a physician, if you have an endocrine imbalance, or if you're taking any medication, but it can be used in conjunction with medication, as there are no side effects to these practices of yoga. And so we've gone over a few of the common endocrine imbalances, like we can see within the pancreas. I had mentioned, the adrenals. We could see adrenal fatigue, high stress levels, anxiety. With the thyroid is where we see autoimmune disease. In the pineal gland, this is our center where we produce serotonin and melatonin. Serotonin is a mood elevator. And so serotonin is like what makes us feel joy and happy and balanced in our life. When that level is low, we'll be experiencing depression. When melatonin levels are off, this will disrupt our sleep cycle because melatonin is our sleep hormone. In the pancreas, this is where our sugars are produced into proteins and help us help our digestive system. And if there's imbalance in the pancreas, then we may see hypoglycemia or potentially even diabetes. And so to balance the hormones, to balance these chakras, results in a balanced system of health. And so again, that state of balance is called homeostasis. And this can be achieved through visualizations, through breathing exercises, through different yoga postures. And for now, I want to share some visualizations with all of you, and we'll be working our way through a meditation of the chakras. And I would love to suggest for now that you get yourself comfortable. So if you're comfortable sitting, that's fine. If you're lying down, that's great. And just begin with your eyes closed. Beginning with your eyes closed, and just bring your awareness to your breath. I'll give you a few moments to get comfortable. And of course, if it isn't comfortable for you to have your eyes closed, you can open them, but I then suggest turning away from the screen. So you're just looking at something more pleasant than a computer screen. And so bringing your attention and your awareness to your breath. And as you breathe in, feel the breath start to fill up in the chest, maybe the heart. Just notice where you feel it. And as you exhale, notice the breath moving downward. And we'll bring our focus now to the Muladhara Chakra, the first energy center. Mula means roots, just like roots of a tree. This is our center that allows us to feel connected to who we are, connected to nature around us. The translation of this chakra is roots of our existence. And when this center is balanced, we'll feel a sense of safety, security, and stability in who we are as a person, in our home, in our family, a sense of connection to our work. And this is also because Mula means root. This is our center of being connected to our history, our ancestry. Bring your awareness to the very base of the spine and visualize the color red. Feel the color red like a ball of glowing energy at the base of the spine, at the perineum. And visualize a 4-petaled red lotus. These 4 petals symbolize the 4 directions: north, south, east, and west. Feel the color red in your body and in your breath. The sound for this root chakra is Lam. And you can repeat the sound Lam silently or out loud if that's comfortable for you. Lam, Lam. Red, the center of the root chakra. And allow this color red begin to flow up just a couple of inches to the area of the pelvis, the center of your pelvis. The Sahasrara Chakra, or the sacral chakra, the color here is orange. Visualize the color orange, a bright, glowing orange in the center of your pelvis. Svadhisthana means one's own dwelling place. This is our center of creation. Of creativity. See the color orange in the pelvis. This is our center of how we want others to perceive us based on what we put out into the world. The symbol is 6 orange petals with a crescent moon, symbolizing our inherent wholeness, the ability to dwell within the wholeness of the self. And crescent moon signifies the element of water, the qualities of water: soft, moving, nourishing, and flowing. This is our center of where creativity flows out of us when it is balanced. The sound is Vam. And you can repeat the sound Vam to yourself or out loud. Vam. Vam. See the color orange flowing now like a river to the abdomen, to the Manipura Chakra at the solar plexus. The color is yellow, and the element of this chakra is fire. The symbol of this chakra are 10 golden petals with an upwards facing triangle. And this symbolizes, this triangle pointing upwards symbolizes our energy moving from root chakra upwards, now up that highway of energy centers. Mani means jewel. Manipura Chakra, this is the city of jewels and represents our inner jewel of confidence, our self-esteem, and our determination. By breathing in and out yellow light. In this third chakra, we're bringing awareness to the mid-back, the place of the kidneys and the renal glands. See the color yellow. The sound of this chakra is Ram. Ram. Visualize yellow flowing upwards now to the space of the heart. Anahata Chakra, the heart center, is the bridge from the physical outer layers, the body, the mind, and the emotions. And this heart center leads us to the more subtle aspects of the self, to our centers of wisdom, to our soul. Anahata means unstruck, unbroken. And so while the emotional heart can be broken, the energetic heart cannot, and therefore it is always unstruck. The color of the heart center is an emerald green, a brilliant emerald green. See a 12-petaled lotus with a 6-pointed star in its center, 2 triangles that are joined. And these triangles symbolize the integration of the lower and upper chakras. Feel the color green. Feel it radiating within and around the heart space. When balanced, the heart chakra will feel compassion towards ourselves and others, empathy, kindness, and love. This is the center of the heart, corresponds to the element of air. Breath awareness to the heart is to breathe and be aware of the thymus gland supporting our immune system. Allow this color green to flow up to the throat, where it becomes the color blue. Vishuddha, the throat. Vishuddha is our center of purification. This is our center that maintains our ability to practice pure, clear speech. It is associated with the element of space and is a 16-petaled lotus with a full moon symbolizing warmth, luminosity, and clarity. This space of the throat, when balanced, gives us a harmony between our thoughts and our speech, the ability to form thoughts and turn them into careful words, clear, with compassion. This throat chakra is our ability to, it is how the world perceives us, how they hear us based on our speech. And it is not just the ability to speak clearly and fully with compassion, but to listen wholly and fully with compassion as well. The sound is hum, hum. See the color blue and repeat the sound hum. Feel the vibration in your throat. The sixth chakra, Ajna Chakra. This is the color violet. It is the center, located at the center of the forehead, above and between the two physical eyes. This is known as our center of command, our center of wisdom, our place of knowing beyond understanding. It is our center of intuition, of sensation. At this third eye, Ajna Chakra, we also refer to this sometimes as the window to the soul, that window that allows us to peer within ourselves, to gaze into the deepest, truest part of the self, but also to gaze into the deepest, truest essence of others. Our ability to see beyond the physical eyes. The sixth energy center, bringing awareness here, is to balance the pituitary gland. The sound is Om. Om. Repeat the sound. Om, as you visualize two violet petals off of an eye of wisdom, the color violet, moving and flowing like a river to the crown of the head. This is the crown chakra, or the Sahasrara Chakra. It is our center of deep listening. And it is said that this chakra doesn't need to be balanced, because when we're working on the lower six chakras, this is our center of consciousness, of expansion that just naturally unfolds. Sahasrara is a crown of 1,000 petals, an illuminated, bright, crystalline lights, glowing and shining at the crown of your head. This crown, or lotus flowers, petals constantly blooming and blossoming, symbolizes our ever expanding awareness into health and wholeness. To bring awareness to the crown chakra is to bring awareness to the pineal gland. That gland that balances our levels of serotonin and melatonin, creating overall feelings of balanced health, homeostasis, regular sleep. There is no sound for the crown chakra. However, we are asked to listen deeply. And so I invite you to listen to sensations in your body brought forth by this journey through the chakras. Listen to your inherent wholeness. To the heart being unstruck. Listen deeply to your wisdom, your soul, your essence of self. And with this listening, perhaps you can begin to feel or sense the colors, the vibrations, the sounds of these centers of energy spinning like gears, creating a flow of energy both up to the crown of the head and back down to the base of the spine. An unstuck energy, moving and flowing like a river. And begin to bring your awareness back to your breath. Bringing your awareness to the soles of your feet and to the palms of your hands. And if you are lying on your back, you can roll over to one side, slowly making your way back to a seated position. And if you are in a seated posture, you're welcome to slowly open your eyes, just beginning to take the light, let it back in gently and slowly. And so my hope for you guys with this journey through the chakras, this meditation that we've just completed, is to see how these energy centers, the glands of the endocrine system, as well as the bundles of nerve plexuses, which are part of our nervous system, are so inextricably linked. And so to balance the chakras begins to bring awareness, blood flow, and even nourishment to the glands of the endocrine system. And when these glands of the endocrine system are more balanced and working and functioning properly, then the nervous system is also in a state of balance or homeostasis. And so these three systems are so linked together, and yoga therapy can be such a powerful practice. So I wanted to teach you today how the science behind yoga therapy, what it is, and why and how yoga therapy works. I'm getting some comments. Oh, that's a good one. Wow, amazing. Feeling lightheaded. Yeah, it's bringing all of that awareness up to the crown of the head. Your crown chakra is probably very open. And I want to apologize for the technical difficulties. I know some of you guys are still probably out in the ether and we'll get the recording for this, but it's been a very exciting time for me planning this webinar and delivering it to you guys and being here. And I also wanted to mention that I have an upcoming live course, yoga therapy for chronic pain. And this entire course is going to be an experiential practices that will teach you tools to manage your own pain and to bring you into states of health and healing by way of the chakras, by way of gentle yoga postures, relaxation, meditations, visualizations, breath work, all the subtle tools of yoga that have been so helpful for me. I'm excited to share it with you in this upcoming 6-week course. And if you're interested in that, if you think it's something that could be helpful for you, my friend Maya, who is helping me with this, just posted a link in the chat. And so I'll make sure to copy that as well here. That link, this is something you can sign up for to become on my, to get onto my wait list for the 6-week yoga therapy course. And it will also be sent out to you in the video recording from today. And you'll have this meditation to practice. And I am ready to ask some questions, to answer some questions if anyone has some. Will you be releasing the slides? Yes, you will be getting the slides. Let's see, Nicole. Hi, Nicole. If something in the body is off, but it's not endocrine related. Yeah, for sure. Nicole's question is, if there's something in the body that's off, that's out of balance, will balancing the chakras still help? Yes, because the chakras are working on an energy healing, on emotional healing. And so they're very commonly used in yoga therapy for emotional imbalances and promoting emotional wellness. When I have clients that are experiencing depression, we work a lot on the chakras, or anxiety, people with trauma, working on the chakras can be very helpful. I'm just scrolling through to see some more questions. Yes, thank you. You're right. Kathleen, you missed the sound of the heart chakra because I realized I forgot that one. It's like the sound for the heart is yam, Y-A-M, yam. And I love chanting and just using these sounds because it really can bring on the sensation of the vibration in the chakras and feeling that sense of energy moving. Chanting in yoga therapy, it's a big part of the practice, not commonly used in physical, more yoga classes that are found in yoga studios, but a lot of times chanting is used for soothing the nervous system. So it's a very powerful tool. Is it better to balance the chakras at the beginning or the end of the yoga sessions? That's a great question. Anila Ben, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Yeah, that's a fantastic question. So you can do either. So sometimes when I'm leading more of a physical practice, I'll do a balancing of the lower chakras at the beginning of the practice, and then towards the end of the practice, when you're moving into your final rest, into Shavasana, that's when you want to start feeling more of the subtle vibrations and the subtle sensations of the body. And so again, these are going back to one of those initial slides of the koshas. The outer kosha is the physical layer, where that last final kosha is the innermost part of the self, the soul, the spirit. It's more of a felt sense. And so the chakras, yes, you can use them at the beginning, throughout. Sometimes I'll teach a class where I'll actually be doing this in my yoga therapy course that's upcoming, that we'll use different postures that correlate to each individual chakras, so we can practice healing on an individual level of those energy centers. Another question from Michelle: can the crown need balancing if one has concussions? So I think, yeah, that's a really important question. And Michelle, you have your hand raised. Let's see. So I'm just going to go ahead and answer that question. So if you're having concussions repeatedly, there's something going on with the brain. Maybe there has been some trauma to the brain or some impact. And balancing and really focusing on opening up that crown chakra, you could explore it, but my instinct would tell me that I would want to bring you down to your root chakra instead. Because if you're getting like too much sensations of energy, if there's a lot of energy already in the brain, then I want to just bring you back down to a very grounded place in the physical body. So that's a really good question. I hope that makes sense. And I know you have your hand raised. Let's see. I hope I answered that question, Michelle. And if not, please type into the chat again. Let's see. Ruthie, oh, Ruthie, good to see you. You're so welcome. Dominique. Yes, the chakras are so relaxing, so relaxing. Oh, okay. Getting over the grief of the loss of 3 family members recently. Oh my goodness. I am so sorry to hear about your loss, Anila Ben. That is so tragic. And I imagine your pain and the heartache and the grief that you're feeling is immense. And my recommendation would be to practice balancing the heart chakra, the heart meaning unstruck. It was exactly that the meaning of this heart chakra is that while our emotional heart can be broken and in need of healing, the energetic heart, it is always whole and healed. And so just that remembrance that there, even though you feel, and we all, going through times of uncertainty and heartache and grief, we're going to feel such emotions and brokenheartedness, but to remember that there is wholeness within you, and coming back to that as a grounding point can be really helpful. Any experience with migraines? Yes, Susanna. Migraines are often because this is going to get into a little bit deeper knowledge, which is going to be like another whole webinar someday, but on Ayurveda, which is the medicine of yoga. So if you think of acupuncture being Chinese medicine, Ayurveda is Indian medicine. And Ayurveda looks at migraines as being a pitta imbalance. And that's going to mean nothing to many of you, but a pitta imbalance. Pitta is our constitutional makeup that embodies the element of fire. And so it's an excess of fire. So it's in the head. Pitta constitution often has a lot of heartburn and migraines as their physical symptoms. And so bringing your practice of the chakras down to the feet. So you want to, again, come out of the head and down to the root or down to the feet. Just a couple more questions. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Michelle, it looks like you have some more questions, and I encourage you to send me a private email, and I'd be more than happy to answer your questions in an email. Okay. And I want to thank you all so much once again for taking time out of your day to explore the chakras with me. Thank you, Susanna. Thank you, Mary. One more question. Deborah. Hi, Deborah. Ah, yeah, great question. Recovering from a broken wrist. I'm so sorry to hear that. And feeling out of balance. That's surely going to throw you off balance when a specific limb is broken or not functioning properly. And so, Deborah, again, bringing focus for now down to the root chakra. So just really getting grounded. Marla Price, I love you. Diane, thank you for being here. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Dominique. Thanks, all of you. I love seeing all of these new names and faces and friends and people that I've known, students and clients that have been coming to me for years. Alex, you're here. Thank you. Yes, Kathleen, I know, me too. I was having issues with the Zoom at the beginning, and you'll get it all in the recording. Kathy, thank you so much for sharing your time. This was a great refresher for me and a nice escape from my day's activities. Great. Donnelly, awesome to see you as always. I hope to see you in class Friday. Yeah, thank you. You'll get the slides too on in an email. Recommend, yeah, any good sources and books for the chakras. Well, I'm a huge fan of Anodea Judith. She is like the chakra queen. I love her. She's amazing. She's got great books. I'll just type into the chat. She's got so many books, meditations, visualizations, practices on how you can do postures with that balance the chakras. She's really great. And I've studied with her a bit. I have many of her books, can't recommend them highly enough. And you'll also be, another one to answer your question for a resource is you'll be getting this video and an email shortly, and you are welcome to access the recording anytime that you want. And so I will be offering another webinar in about 2 weeks already from now to talk more about my upcoming yoga therapy for chronic pain series that's approaching, and that'll be more time to answer questions and to talk about what that practice will entail and all the details of it. And I want to thank you all again for being here with me, for taking time out of your day today. And I wish you well as you journey on through your day and into the weekend. Keep those chakras balanced. Take care, everyone.